Check out this cover, bro. We've got this absolute unit of a Batman facing off against a version of Wonder Woman that looks like she could bench press a mountain. This isn't your daddy's Justice League. They both got this raw, battle-hardened vibe going on. So the actual story kicks off on a Friday morning. We're looking down at a dusty construction site where a couple of workers are pulling up in a truck, just starting their shift. One of the guys starts pounding on the window to wake up the dude sleeping inside. He's like, "Wakey, wakey, Bruce. Time to build things." Which is wild because seeing the name Bruce on a construction worker's jacket is definitely a trip. Bruce wakes up, but he doesn't look refreshed. He has these intense, narrow eyes that look like they've been staring into the abyss all night long. Bruce climbs out of the cab, looking massive in his work gear. His coworkers are already ribbing him about his late nights, wondering what he's actually been doing with his time while the rest of the world is asleep. While they walk, a huge bin of rubble gets dumped out. This isn't just random trash, it's the pulverized remains of a massive structure that used to stand here. The workers huddle over their blueprints, completely baffled by the speed of the job. They're saying the city would have taken years to demolish this old stadium, but Asterisk Batman supposedly did it in a single day. The heavy machinery is already moving, getting ready to pour concrete for 150 new housing units. It's clear that Gotham is desperate for this rebuild, and for some reason, Batman is the one making the space for it. Up on the roof, the guys are still talking shop. One of them brings up some Bane thing that happened recently, and you can tell the urban legends of what's happening in the shadows are starting to keep the normal folks awake at night. And then the shift finally ends. The crew starts packing it up for the weekend, ready to leave the dust and the heavy lifting behind for a few days. Bruce hangs back to talk to Mr. Fox, who seems to be running the show. Fox tells him it's good to have him back after his absence, and Bruce promised it won't happen again, though his tone is heavy with something else. Fox gives him some advice that feels pretty ironic, considering who Bruce is. He tells him to go touch some grass, ride a horse, or maybe even get into a fight just to blow off some steam. So Bruce takes that advice in his own way and heads straight to Gotham Presbyterian Hospital. He's lugging a bag of sub sandwiches, looking for his usuals in the recovery ward Harvey and a guy named Oz. We see Harvey, and man, he's in rough shape with his head completely wrapped in bandages. He immediately gets defensive, pointing out that Oz can't even eat solid food yet. Bruce just stands there, looking genuinely sorry for the situation. He probably thought bringing food bridged the gap, but the tension in the room is thick enough to cut with a batarang. Oz, who we know as the Penguin, is lying in bed, looking absolutely miserable and scarred up. He mutters about the sandwiches and mentions that at least Selina left them some money before she disappeared. Harvey weans in with a nasty, mocking grin. He asks Bruce if Selina left him anything, or if he's just stuck with his usual order, a broken heart on a roll. Bruce's face goes completely stoic. He tells them flat out that he didn't come there to fight with him, even though they're clearly trying to bait him. That just makes Oz snap. He struggles to sit up, demanding to know why Bruce is even bothering to show his face if he's just trying to patch things up after everything that went down. Oz starts yelling that while the world sees them as monsters, Bruce is the one who actually chose this path. He's blaming Bruce for the state they're all in. He gets right in Bruce's face, his eyes wide and bloodshot. He screams that Bruce can't even stand to look at them because they're a constant reminder of his failures. Bruce doesn't say a word back. He just stands there with his hat pulled low, letting the shadows swallow his expression while he takes the verbal beating. Oz isn't done though. He tells Bruce that he's real good at saving the city, but maybe next time he should try actually saving one of his friends instead of just watching them break. Bruce finally turns and walks out without a word. Oz keeps screaming after him, calling him a big hero and telling him he's not the man everyone thinks he is. The door closes and the room goes quiet. Harvey watches Bruce leave. He quietly remarks that Oz might have been a little too harsh on the guy. Oz just collapses back onto his pillow, completely spent and coughing from the effort. He looks like a shell of the man he used to be, but Harvey gets the last word in. He stares at the closed door with a cold, unblinking eye and says that, actually, Bruce deserved every single bit of that.